What's up, everybody? In this video, we are doing the long-awaited engine swap on the Rat Rod Racing Lawnmower. And yes, I hear you. I myself have been wanting to swap this engine on here for quite a while, and in this video, we are finally going to do it. So this has probably been one of my most #1 requested videos, and yes, I want to as well, but I finally got the time and patience to do it. So we're going to take the old engine off the racing lawnmower and put it on the donor, and we're going to take the engine from the donor and put it back in the racing lawnmower. It's not that I want more power. It's not that I want to go any faster. I just want a twin on it. And the sound of a twin just sounds a lot better than a single cylinder, in my opinion. Now, don't get me wrong. This engine does run great. I mean, this carburetor is the original carburetor that was on this thing. All I did was take it apart and clean it out, and it doesn't run too bad. I bypassed the governor. I've had it up to 4,600 RPMs, and that's pretty crazy. I do not recommend that. I've cut and modified my own exhaust, and it sounds pretty good. Rigged up my own pull start modification. It looks slick on this chassis, but I have a twin right there. And for those of you wondering about the charging system on this thing, because I did make a video on it, there's supposed to be a diode right here, and I just put in a regular spade connector. Which you're not really supposed to do that, so I ordered a new one and it's on the way. As you see on the racing lawnmower, the wire coming from the stator has a diode on it. Alright, so let's finally get to it. So to undo this, I'm going to have to battle with a rust welded pulley, which I'm not really looking forward to that. I got to disconnect some wiring, undo the mounting bolts, undo the fuel linkage and throttle linkage and all that stuff, and should be loose. Alright, so I got all the fuel line, throttle cable, wiring and stuff disconnected. Fun fact, I just unscrewed these two bolts like right there, and the muffler just slides right on and slides right off, so I didn't have to cut that off. This pulley actually came off really easy. Like, it slid right off and didn't seem rust welded in position. This, on the other hand, took about 2,000 years and frustration, and the engine's loose now. So now I'm going to do the racing lawnmower engine. By the way, if any of y'all are wondering, this is how I did the throttle. This cable right here went to the original throttle, and that met up with choke right there. And here is my gas pedal. All right, this one's loosened too. By the way, it is absolutely freezing in here, but I am out in this garage working on these lawnmowers anyway. Alright, so these things look a lot different bare frame. I'm gonna clean up all that crap and all the old oil and gunk and whatever else. But yeah. Bam. Engine is just sitting on the donor frame, ready for the racing lawnmower frame. Da, da, da. Oh my gosh, this looks absolutely insane. It's just sitting on there. Yeah, kind of cattywampus. This weighs 50 pounds, 55 maybe. This weighs about maybe 65. I don't know, you can Google it, but yeah, it's pretty heavy. But yeah, that actually looks pretty good. I mean, that's a massive engine. The only thing I really like to see is that there's like a big gap like right here. Both of these frames are exactly the same, and each one of these frames has different bolt hole patterns for mounting engines, and this engine just bolted right in the other bolt hole pattern perfect. Alright, so I got the engine fully bolted down, well, as you can kind of see, and I got the torque converter back on. I still got to connect the wiring, I got to connect the fuel, and I got to connect the throttle. And before I connect the throttle, I want to take this carburetor apart and just fully go through it and fully rebuild it, because it doesn't run too bad, but it is kind of sluggish. and it has been sitting out for a little while before I got it, so I just want to be safe and take it apart and rebuild it anyway. I'm going to take the jets and blow them out, as well as every other orifice. Alright, so carburetor's done. I cut out this little section right here, and next I gotta drill these holes to put the fuel tank down in place. So I've been going at this crap for a couple hours now, and I'm gonna take a little break and get something to eat and then get back to it. Alright, so I'm back now to get the wire from the solenoid to the starter all hooked up, and since this choke linkage, aka throttle linkage, is too short, I'm gonna rob this choke right here and put it right here, because this is the same dash panel as that one, and it even has a little spot for it. Alright, so it's Christmas Eve. I am currently heading to my dad's house right now, but I'm thinking about the throttle linkage on that mower, which part of me wants to bypass the governor, and the other part of me doesn't want to bypass the governor. Just for fun, comment down below if you have ever done an engine swap on Christmas Eve on a lawnmower. Alright, so I undid my throttle right here. Alright y'all, I'm sorry, but the camera died, but I did get the throttle working while the camera was charging. Sorry I didn't film it, but I probably wouldn't have filmed it anyway. I got the cable running up there, still using the original mount right there. It's running over directly to the throttle. And I did get it done on Christmas Day. So you know how Cars and Cameras had a lawnmower kind of like this, with the vertical shaft engine, jack shaft to the transaxle, and then later on they swapped the 670 in there, put the 40 series torque converter in there to a live axle. This is basically kind of like my 670 swap by putting a twin on here, but I'm still keeping the jack shaft and transaxle. So yes, you can still call me a Cars and Cameras copycat, but not 100%. I also did hook up the tachometer. It's kind of crappy, but it'll be fine. All right, so the new wire for the alternator finally came. And yeah, as you see, that diode right there. So now I'm gonna put this heat shrink over it and heat it up and plug it in. Boom, all hooked up. So if any of y'all need this, here's the part number and everything, and this is the wiring diagram. If this still don't work, I'm done. This mower is just not gonna have a charging system. So, let's finally start it up. thing is awesome now. Somehow the lights ain't working, so I'm gonna have to try to figure that crap out. But yeah, like when I was driving it around, the exhaust is blowing toward the ground and the fan is blowing toward the ground, so it stirs up leaves. And yeah, leaves and no air filters are not really a good combination, but I'll put the air filter back on it. I had it up in 5th gear and this thing freaking flies now. I am gonna order a new battery to go right there because this is just kind of some sketchy bull crap. But yeah, I mean, this thing is awesome now. So the next video, we're gonna be looking at this little Kawasaki 90 and what this mower, the donor, is gonna be turning into. It's gonna be turned into the off-road lawnmower. I'm gonna try to turn it into kind of like what Fearless Front did with his Murray. Trying to make it reliable. So yeah, there'll be a video on that. All right, y'all, so that'll be all for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. The next video, I'm gonna be hooking up the exhaust, or making the exhaust look better, and try to get the headlights working, and you know, just a little stuff like that, and actually run it and film it more. So yeah, hope you liked this video. If you did, click all the other buttons that YouTubers say to click. If you didn't like this video, click a thumbs down twice, because 2's better than 1. 3 more doesn't work. And yeah, y'all should see me in the next one.